That is very interesting because when you go to another like Jamaica, we used to have to sing the national anthem.
Yeah, we don't do that
under the flagpole. Like nobody, barely anybody has to recite knows the national anthem.
I honestly thought that the lyrics to "God Save the Queen" were "Send her victorious, angry and glorious," and I only found out when I was in America that it's "happy and glorious."
I don't even know that much.
I just had this lovely idea of the Queen just like coming down at someone with a lance, like like the full on like like the fire of thunder, and it's like "Have at it, you bitch," like one of those. But like I don't understand why being nationalistic isn't really sort of okay here, but. There's that embarrassment about it, which is very strange. And I think that's because if you say, I'm English and I like being English, I'm proud to be English or something like that, then it makes it sound like you're being a dick for some reason. But if you were to say I'm proud of being a Jamaican, then that's a very different feeling.
Like even when you go to America, you can't walk down the street without seeing the flag.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah. Indonesia, they used to stand up, do the Pledge of Allegiance, although they did bring that in, and I thought that was a little bit forced, and I didn't like that because it was like.
I think you should be.
But they have like those national days. You have like Kartini, you have Independence Days and things like that. And admittedly, when we're the ones that everyone's getting independent from, it's me. But I mean, it's quite a unifying thing, and I think that's something that in England. Do you
think it's because they had to fight for their like countries to be independent from, I guess, like Britain for a lot of these places?
Yeah, I think that there's
having a strong national identity means something.
No, I think that in Indo they didn't really appreciate the history behind it. Yeah. Or at least my students. I'm speaking on experience of my students. They didn't seem to understand the actual what happened because it was a very simplistic view of what had happened historically. Because I looked into it, and the kids would tell me, and we're talking teenagers here, would say something like, we had there was the Dutch, and then and then there was the Japanese, and then Indonesia, and then the Dutch tried to come back, but then Indonesia rose and fought, and then we won. But actually, I don't know what the exact history is, but I know that they didn't really appreciate that was tied into the Second World War as much. And for example, they would be fine to draw stuff like, I had a kid called Himmler. I had kids who were named after Nazis, and I just don't think that it's the same sort of.
I heard that's quite common in certain places because the history didn't travel as well. No, those people,
and they just see them as the baddies in video games or something like that, and it's just like, no, these people, the Holocaust, and they would just write. I remember marking a paper, and this kid had just got bored and just drawn a massive swastika on it, and I was like, do you not see why that? I was like, oh,
talking about,
and they say the N-word all the time.
Talking about living abroad, did you hear the conspiracy that a lot of the Nazis end up fleeing to South America?
Yeah. There's loads of that. In fact, I was watching a documentary about that the other day. Yesterday, it's about this place that was in Chile, and this German priest. He's a German preacher, and he was a paedophile, and he went down and he created this little Bavaria type feel. But it was a camp that people weren't allowed out of. There was like 350 people, and he just used it to abuse children. And then he developed all these different torture methods. And Pinochet, who was the dictator at the time, a violent dictator, actually had deal with him that he would send him people to be tortured and executed and buried. And meanwhile, and to let the other guy just get away with what he was doing. It's messed up.
I'm not sure if it's Chile as well, where there's like a little area where they speak German. And
it's
like
right at the bottom.
Like a little German.
Not Patagonia. It's right at the bottom, but it's actually apparently really nice. Yeah, there's a lot of German speakers out there, and I think
also there's a conspiracy that Hitler was there himself as well.
Wouldn't surprise me.
I can imagine he didn't die when they said he died.
Yeah, it's a bit weird that the Soviets
they never found his body.
They burned it, but come on, you could. A
high value target like that. It was like a female body when they the remains.
Yeah, because they had Ava Brown died with him as well. But it must have been both. But it's
he probably got away.
I don't know.
Obviously he's dead now because of his age. But hopefully, I think he got away.
Fingers crossed, the tiger's got him.
Yeah.
But it's just a bit. I don't know, because I do feel like it's a little bit too neat and tidy that he popped himself like that. I just don't think he would.
No.
But anyway, because it's just if he's got the opportunity to leave, and they would put him as a HVT. He's a high value target. He would have been really. All he had to do was shave his mustache. I wouldn't have recognised him.
I heard as well, like a lot of the German scientists end up working for like the American government.
Yeah, Operation Paperclip.
Yeah.
It was good.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't good. Sorry, it was just the rocket scientists, and the next thing you know is they're putting people on the moon because of the V2 program. I love the bit of World War II. I found that in my 30s. One of the signs that you're becoming 30 is that you love a bit of the old World War II. World War One, World War II, or the Napoleonic Wars. Pick one, because this is going to be something that you're going to have as a little sort of side interest for the rest of your life.
Interesting thing with like World War II, you don't really think about the other countries that got involved. You just sort of think about it. To me, growing up, all it was is England, America,
Russia.
and France. That's all I knew.
What?
Yeah.
Russia?
I didn't even know Russia. I didn't know Russia until like I got older and did my own research. I didn't know they did most of the fighting and did a lot of like.
Nobody told you about. See, this is the whole thing with American patriotism is that it overrides the narrative.
Yeah, exactly. So me growing up, I just thought of America, England, or France got like conquered or whatever.
No, we didn't get conquered at all.
Yeah, France.
That was the whole point. Yeah. France got their asses kicked, but and then they had a sort of puppet government, which is really fascinating in itself, and the resistance. But then that always gets underplayed for the sort of stars and stripes narrative. It's just annoying.
I didn't really think about the other countries, the other people, other Commonwealth nations.
I mean, the Canadians did a raid that was a disaster. That was a preliminary to D-Day. Then you've got the Anzacs in Gallipoli, although that might be a different. I think that might be World War One. I'm not sure. But like, there's loads of stuff happened.
Like living in Jamaica, we had to like buy poppies, and I was like, I thought, well, coming back in, I was like, why did we have to buy poppies in Jamaica? And I was like, oh, because we actually went there. I didn't know that.
Forces,
I didn't know that.
World War, mate. It means world. I mean, the whole world is going at it. Anyway, right. So, do you want to cut or?
Let's wrap it up.
Yeah. All right. Let's wrap it up. Okay. So, I'm gonna give it a pause. So yeah, that's our experiences. Let us know what you think of it, and have you been abroad? Have you lived abroad? Tell us about your experiences. We'd absolutely love to hear about it. Obviously, we've gone into World War II now. Yeah. But yeah, it's tell us all about it. Tell us about your lives. We want to hear things. Also, a little thank you to everyone who's reached out to me about the ADHD episodes. We record them every now and then. I did get some comments, especially for my blog posts on ADDitude. Just want to say thank you to everyone who's reached out, and do feel free to drop me a line.
Thank you.
Goodbye.
Bye.
This is the most YouTube thing we're ever going to do.
Yeah.
We hope you enjoyed our video. Please do like and subscribe.